Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And that is over the back line of the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll bring this out to the 35-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
Get on yard, get hit hard.
Defensively, they strung the play out, didn't give him a cutback lane. On each play, you have guys what I call BCR players. Guys are responsible.
Let's go!
It's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Jordan Lewis. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Well, CD, I think they were a nickel that time, which we see so often in today's NFL, and there it helped them net their first pick 6 of the contest.
Nice eyes, good observation there, partner. You nailed it. This is a defense that likes to mix up and disguise coverages, but it did end up being one of their main packages, the nickel, that fooled them that time, and they made the most of the miscue with a nice return.
Point after, right down the middle. And that makes the score 14-7. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick 6, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go around.
And sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick 6 and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines running for it for very well. You're not hearing everyone say, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
Through one quarter, 14-7 our score. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Out of the gun, they'll give to Gibbs. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down.
That's a really good gain right there. They pick up 5 yards halfway to a 1st down. The only problem now in the huddle, everyone's going to want to touch the football. There'll be a lot of chattering now because they've seen that they can move the line of scrimmage.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 57 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far.
Outside handoff to the right side. If you're a running back, you love getting the ball early so you have vision to see what's happening in front of you.
Right tackle likes that call. Big play for him, but don't forget about the guys you're listing in the backside. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Sam Laporta, 29 yards. And the Lions are within an extra point of tying up this ball game. Extra point right down the middle. And we are tied at 14. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And this one definitely not in the landing zone. In fact, it's over the back line. So this is going to come out to the 35. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. We have witnessed touchdowns on back-to-back drives. To see if the offense can continue this uptick here.
And I know you're looking at me funny. You're wondering when I'm going to get upset watching these guys go up and down field, aren't you?
I wasn't looking at you. I got something in my eye.
That's the excuse that you always use for something like that. Listen, I appreciate good offensive football as much as the next person. And when it's played well and is skillful, I'm with it. And right now, this is exciting.
Oh, the defender likes it. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks.
First and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Red on red. Hey,
and they'll go again with Etienne. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
Ball right on the 50-yard line. Here's the second down and 6.
Here we go.
Well, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. 14 yards that time, and a first down on the keeper.
First down. First and 10 at the 36-yard line.
On the counter, Etienne. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. Second and 10.
Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
Take right open.
And now they'll throw it with Lawrence. And he rifles one incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
Now play number 7 of the drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 10.
Hey, Lion. On this side. Hey, kill.
Here's Lawrence. He's got his target. That's complete. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 24-yard line. The drive stays intact with a pickup of 13.
First and 10 at the 24-yard line.
Back to the ground with Etienne. Oh, great effort there. He's going to get this inside the 15, and they'll spot it at the 13-yard line. Nice run. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. On first down, right back to Etienne. And good gain last play. This time they say, as he's going to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage.
He's brought down back
The
at the
loss of a full 3
line.
yards, and now it's second down. And this turns into a nice gain with a slide at the end. He gets 12 on the keeper there, but now it's 3rd down. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down.
Hey, son. Hey.
Second quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game. A yard, all they need, but it's 3rd down.
Hey, let's go. Hey, Soko, high.
Handoff running left is Etienne. And trying to shake free, but Etienne cannot. The defense will stop him short.
A loss of a yard.
That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
Rip, 23. Done. This is hot. Here we go. Hey, Jupiter, Jupiter. Go, go. 13, Luke. Luke. There we go.
And they'll try and throw for it with Lawrence. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Jags come up empty on 4th down. And this long drive is going to wind up yielding nothing. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Tie ball game, still a little more than a minute to go in the half. The question, can they put something together here, try to take that lead into intermission?
I would have to think that would be...
And oh, it's a safety. Goff got buried in the end zone. He couldn't get rid of it.
No, when we think about big swings and scores before a half, we think offense, but this time, their defense made the play. Instant pressure off the snap, and they weren't going to let him find a way to escape.
Here's Allen. Shifts by him. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line.
That's good for our Jaguars. First down. 1st and 10 at the 17-yard line.
Ready up. Red on red. Silver.
And he's taken down. It's a gain of 3 from the 17 to the 20. 2nd and 7 from the 20.
3-yard pickup. Brings up 2nd and 7.
Now Lawrence to throw. That's going to be caught. It's Jacoby Myers. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39.
We didn't need to ask around the league, but we got to confirm this guy's a good player. They've got to find a way to get him more involved, call a few more plays that target him.
Absolutely, because here we are toward the end of the first half, and that's the first target, not just the first catch, first target. And he will be brought down at about the 43 that time. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half.
Hey, Lion, Lion.
Here's Lawrence to throw. And this throw incomplete. Now the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down. He did an okay job of absorbing the hit, just couldn't secure the football through the catch.
And he was right there on the spot and forced the incompletion. That's something defenders work on all the time. If you're there, make the contact, but continue to work your way through the receiver so that you can't possess the football and turn it into a catch. 1 first down here, and that's all, folks. Good work by this defense to hold things in check and force a punting situation.
They failed once in this spot earlier, but the offense will stay out to go for it on 4th down.
Hey, Soko, hot. Take right open. Hot.
And they'll indeed go for it. Here's Lawrence.
Throw the bitch, man.
It's a sack and a turnover on downs. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Lions will get the football back in terrific field position. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now Goff. St. Brown making the catch on the out route.
Here we go, folks. Here we go.
2nd and 6.
4 yards on the pickup.
Listen.
2nd and 6. At the 34-yard line.
Hey, kill. Tiger.
Back to throw. Goff. He gets this out wide to Gibbs. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the 2nd quarter. And now we'll get a late timeout as it comes in the waning moments of quarter number 2. Bates' kick is good. And that will do it for this first half.
17. Jaguars 16.
The Jaguars with work to do. They trail here as we are back underway on EA Sports. And a nice return sets them up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
At their own 30-yard line.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Well, Charles, in that first half, we saw a fair amount of offense on both sides of the football, and now the team trailing here will start with it in the third quarter.
And we both know this coach pretty darn well, don't we? Because his game planning is always on point. And now that he's getting the ball to start the second half, how about all the offense that you already referenced in the first half? He'll put that all together and come out with something really strong, I believe, to get things going here in the third quarter.
Only a gain of a yard, but that's all they needed.
Second and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on third down and pick up the first down. But sometimes you just don't want great tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the first down. That's exactly what they did.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Make it now 3 tackles for a loss in this game, 1 for each quarter.
And for a guy who played defense in college, I can just tell you that he's feeling very satisfied right now by what he's doing, but he's elated because he knows what he's doing. He's helping his team win the game right now, making some big-time plays, getting into the offense's backfield and spilling everything.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down.
Hey, kill. Hey, Soko, Mike.
Lawrence. And this pass.
Damn.
The contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
And so many times we look at the opening drive of the third quarter as a tone setter, and many coaches do emphasize it. And that's a strong performance there defensively to force incompletion and, more importantly, force a quick punting situation.
Hey, Ryan.
They're going on 4th down. Lawrence. And this one is incomplete. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And that will force a turnover on downs.
Yes, sir.
To throw is gone. And that'll be caught by St. Brown. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 14 yards that time for number 14. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme, and you can drop anyone out of your defensive front.
Jahmyr Gibbs, 25 yards. And the Lions are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Now the try here for the extra point. And with that, the lead is up to 8.
Next, the score, Lions 24, Jaguars 16.
Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. They're able to return this one all the way out to the other side of the field across the 50.
It's the third quarter, and they're down on the scoreboard. And while no one wants to hit the panic button just yet, points are a necessity on this drive. What a great way to get set up.
Straight ahead, Etienne. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. 59 yards rushing for him now in the ball game. Now 2nd and 3.
Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 42-yard line.
Another tote for Etienne. And this
Hey, man, bro.
The first, a gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
Well, it's not a run that's going to make any of the highlight tapes, but they've been moving it well all game on the ground. This is another one that keeps them moving forward.
This is 3rd and 1. Very likely 4-down territory, even if they don't get it, though. And they'll wind up getting this this one all the way down inside the 20. And now the Lions going to stop us momentarily as they call a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter.
11.
Now Lawrence. Open man, it's Hunter. And the Jaguars are going to have a first and goal as the tackle is made at about the 5.
It's all pretty simple sometimes, isn't it? Go where the defenders are not, and he does exactly that. Makes a nice catch to move the chains. Defense, got to find a better way of accounting for the shorter routes that are being run against them.
And he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the 1. Second and goal from the 1.
Second and goal.
And he'll take this one in for a Jags touchdown. It's a 1-yard touchdown run. And the Jaguars have come back to make it a 2-point game. And now they'll empty the backfield here as they elect to go for 2.
The Jaguars will line up for the 2-point conversion.
Kill 30 left. 11, Agate.
Lawrence going to look to throw for it. Goes right side. And he's got it. So they went ahead and went for 2 to tie the game, and it works out. And the formula there on the 2-point try, they go 5 wide. Not even the option to hand the ball off. They got it.
They tried to create space, and there isn't a whole lot of it there. For the defense, what you're trying to do is make sure that if they're going to catch the ball, make them catch it behind you because they run out of space with the back line. But in this case, the offense figured it out.
Nothing separating these two sides. 24 all our score as he sends this one away. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. And able to break this out all the way. To the 38-yard line. Great return.
Their own 38-yard line.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And their lead has evaporated in this third quarter. It's tied once more as they begin with a 1st and 10. And strong running there as he's across midfield and down to the 49. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a 1st down. He continues to be effective running the football, a big reason that they have the lead.
And I love one of the quotes that I read about him where he said of himself, I love it when a team just hops on my back and I just carry them along.
And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line.
Walker on the tackle made back at his 48-yard line.
2 for 1. 2 for 1. 12. 4 down.
In motion goes the tight end. Here's Goff. That throw taken in by Jameson Williams. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40.
14 yards.
The Goff and Williams hooking up there for a Lions first.
1st and 10 at the 38-yard line.
Straight ahead with Gibbs here. And a very determined run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 27. Good effort. 104 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
1st and 10 at the 27-yard line.
Going back to Gibbs on 1st down. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown.
Touchdown, Detroit.
Jahmyr Gibbs with now his second touchdown of this third quarter. And the Lions have moved out in front here in the final minute of the third quarter. Extra point splits the uprights, and they will take a 7-point lead. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
At their own 29-yard line.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
Third quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10. Lawrence will throw. He completes it to Hunter. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play. And it's 3rd and 4 now.
And I think he just wanted to get the ball to one of his playmakers to see if they can make something happen, but he ends up throwing into a crowded area. And after the catch, he isn't able to do much with it.
Hey, let's go.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
I'm sure this isn't a novel thought, but maybe run some simpler routes instead of trying to get it all back in one shot. Defense certainly appears to be ready for him. Try and get it back little by little instead of in big chunks.
He's going to be out of bounds on what's going to wind up being the final play of quarter number 3. So a moment to catch our collective breath after the 4th down conversion. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Couldn't ask for much more to this point in the second half. A gorgeous day, 1-score game. 1st and 10 here. They'll run. This is Bashal Tutin. Now he's loose down the left sideline. Touchdown, Jaguars. Bashal Tutin, 59 yards. And the Jaguars are an extra point away from tying this game here in the 4th. Extra point attempt here still to come. And we are tied here in the 4th quarter.
That ties the game 31-31. Cam Little to kick off for the
Now this one setting up for a great finish. All tied in the 4th as the kick's away. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line.
1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They no longer have the lead after that last touchdown, all tied up in the 4th quarter. And a chance for this offense to mount a potential game-winning drive right here. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the 1st down run goes backwards. Here's Goff. He's airing it out for Williams. And this is going to be intercepted. And the Jaguars are going to have great field position here as this is returned just shy of midfield. Well, that one was in the air for an agonizingly long time.
Just begging to be picked off, wasn't it? It's one thing if you're throwing a ball like that, trying to throw someone open or lead them into an area. But that ball needed to be thrown with a lot more conviction. As a result, it's an easy interception.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up second down. A tale of two extremes. First carry, he went for a bundle. His second goes backward.
And how many times have we seen that happen? Because you get that big carry, and you come back and you're all fired up, and sometimes you force a run a little bit, right? Trying to break off that big carry again, and instead it works opposite.
And this one also slow in developing as he's maybe getting back here to the line of scrimmage, but not much more than that.
No gain on the play. It's now third down and long.
Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is third and long. Lawrence now to throw after that last run. That one behind his receiver and incomplete.
They always say that real estate is about location. Well, guess what? When it's a slant route, the quick ones, timing, timing, timing. Got to be able to lead your man with the football.
And the timing off right there. Threw it behind him. Tie game, fourth quarter, and they're going for this thing on fourth down. Operating from the gun, Lawrence.
Foul.
This is going to be intercepted. It's Brian Branch with it. Well, we say it often, Charles, but not all interceptions are created equally, and that is a big one here in a tie ball game in the fourth quarter.
And, Brandon, when games are this close, it usually comes down to the team making the fewest mistakes, and that was one of our mantras back at Tennessee. Coach Midge used to say all the time, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. You've got to cut those down to give yourself an opportunity.
And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
First and 10 at the 21-yard line.
Goff now to throw. Setting up the screen. This is Gibbs. And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
Going up the gut, Montgomery. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. We often give credit to the O-line there. 2 tight end formation. Those tight ends block pretty well also.
Yeah, and that's one of the most dynamic positions in football now. The tight ends who can block at the line of scrimmage at the point of attack, and they can also get downfield and catch the football.
And a little bit of space there. Takes it inside the 5 to the 3.
That's good power football on first and goal. A lot of teams will throw from there, but that's a nice job to chew up a few more yards and get yourself closer to the goal line.
Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. Here now, second and goal. Gibbs going to be hit and met at the line of scrimmage. They get him down at the 3.
I don't know about you, Brandon, but I often think to myself, in these situations, I want a back who can create his own space, who can break tackles, and in a sense, become his own blocker. We don't have that guy in the game right now. And I don't think there should be much of a discussion here, but you know how I am. You kick the football, you take the lead. How bold do you want to be in this situation, though?
Horrible. Hey, kill. Whirling. Yes, sir. Yes. What?
They go ahead and snap it. Gone. The quick slant caught. A great open field tackle is going to stop him shy of the goal line. They get the completion but cannot push forward into the end zone. And it'll be a turnover on downs. This is first and 10.
Safe right. Let's fill it.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he was very fortunate there to get out of his end zone. He maybe got back to the 2-yard line.
Partner, you've got about 20 coaches on your payroll, but there's 60,000 of them in the stands. I don't think any of them like that play.
And the later we go, it's starting to sound like 100,000 in here. And they're going to stop him behind the line again. And this time he barely escaped his own end zone.
Well, that sets up a big third down. Now the decision has to be, do you run it here and play for OT, or do you go ahead and press it downfield?
A big play needed, no doubt. 3rd and long. Lawrence. Well, that's going to be incomplete.
Well, the defense certainly did its job. They held up in that situation, and now on 4th down, you've got to punt this and try to get to overtime. There's no decision to be made, in my estimation.
Here's Logan Cook now. And no room for error here as his first punt comes. Oh, they come out. And that's a touchdown as they've broken our tie here in the final.
Oh, that's crazy. GG, brother. GG. I got to give it to you. GG. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy, gang.
It's squeeze block, man. Squeeze block.
And no 4 did me bad just then. That's crazy.
They'll come up 1st and 10 here.
Hey, Lion.
Here's Lawrence. He's going to let it fly. Oh, and that's going to sabotage their
A little bit over with, fam.
intercepted. Picked off